Hello, beautiful ladies. I think I'm live. Yay, I am. Oh, my word. I know I was supposed to be here at 1:11 and I was not. All of my own doing, which I find so interesting when we're talking about things like shame, because today is all about facing your shame. And this is something that is so important. And I'm not sure it's something that I've talked about a lot. I know that I have spoken about it like briefly in the past. I've kind of sheened over it because as we have been talking about over the last month or so, I had a recognition in June that I was putting on a little bit of a performance. So I'm really excited to come to you today without that and to really dig deep on this today. And this is a really important piece of your evolution, of your growth, of really helping reduce your pain so that you can really step into the life and body that you are dreaming of. One that is full of energy, one that bounds out of bed excited for the day, one that can navigate any challenges that come your way with energy and ease. So I'm really excited for this today. So if you are here live, please say hello. I am a 4-6 sacral generator, which means I love to respond. Your comments and questions really do fire me up and get me moving in the most beautiful way. I just want to make sure. Yeah, my audio is on. Sometimes I'm still muted. And so I want to make sure you guys are actually hearing me. So come say hello when you are here. Hopefully I can see the comments. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. If I don't see them during the live, I will come back to them after the live. So if you don't worry, if your questions aren't getting answered in real time, I will come back for them. So let's really dig into this. Or maybe first, let's just check in with our bodies here. Get settled wherever you are. Unclench your jaw. Relax your face. Bring your shoulders away from your ears. Sit a little taller. Bring some presence into your body. What do you feel? What's alive for you in this moment? Let's just take a couple breaths here in through the nose and out through the mouth. And 2 more times in through the nose, out through the mouth. Releasing any tension with each breath you take. Okay, how does that feel? Is anything coming through for you? Any uncomfortable thoughts, feelings, sensations, or any happy feelings, thoughts, sensations? Doesn't matter. Whatever comes through for you is exactly what you need in this moment. So just to bring a little bit of mindfulness and presence to this moment so that you can walk away with everything that you need today. And I really want you to be able to walk away with something tangible from our experience together today. So let's talk about shame. What does your body do when you hear that word? For me to even have said the word, I had like a little bit of a tremble in my tummy. Like I could just feel it because we took that moment to kind of connect. I could feel my tummy kind of rumble and roll over. Do you kind of tense up? Do you go still? Does your heart sink a little? Like sometimes my heart will palpitate. And you know that feeling, right? Like that tightness in the chest, that hard to breathe, that desire to shrink or disappear or kind of fold in on yourself. I had that recognition of that I was folding in on myself earlier this week. And it's this feeling of like, I'm too much and I'm not enough all at the same time. And so, like, shame really keeps you where you are. It is making you believe that you are unworthy of the life that you are dreaming of, keeping you in the same patterns, even though you know you are meant for more. And you're here to live an incredible, energetic, exciting life. You know that, you feel that in your bones, and you want to take the leap and to go all in on your desires and to feel that unlimited joy in your body again. But the shame just kind of whispers to you, you're not ready. You don't deserve it. You are the problem. And I really, really want to interrupt that story and rewrite a new one, because it's so important to pay attention to what is, so that you can move into a more empowering story, so you can stop overthinking and overriding your body's signals, so that you can gently name what it is that you have been carrying, so that you can honor the truth of what is living inside of your body without spiraling within it, really softening the shame and creating this beautiful safety in your body, so that you can truly attract everything it is that you are looking for. We're facing it today. We're not skimming the surface, we're going deep, and we're holding ourselves with compassion, with embodiment, with love, with joy, with truth. And my intention with this live is for you to feel lighter and clearer and more connected to you and who you truly are, beyond the patterns, beyond the pain. Your body is ready to breathe again, and your soul already knows that you are ready for this next step. And part of me can't really believe that I'm talking about this, because I am such a joyful person, and I've always led with the more empowering side of things. I never delved a whole lot into disempowered energy, because I don't necessarily feel like it helps a whole lot. But the thing of it is you can't change what you don't acknowledge. And if you don't acknowledge that you are feeling shame, you're not going to be able to move through it. You're not going to be able to transmute it. You're not going to have everything it is that you dream of. And the truth is, shame lives in all of us. It's not just me, it's not just you, it's not just them, it's all of us. We all have these periods that we'd rather forget, when we weren't at our best, when we weren't making aligned choices, when we were battling a war within ourselves. And there's this tendency, when you're moving through that and when you've decided that you're not living that in that place anymore, to kind of try and outrun it, and to just be like, if I don't pay attention into it, it doesn't exist. But that's just not true. You have to face what is. This is the surrender piece that I always talk about, how important it is to surrender to where you are, not from a place of I accept that this is how it is, that I'm always going to feel shame. No, but that you get to surrender to what is happening inside of you, so that you can move it from the disempowered energy to an empowered energy that moves you forward in a way that feels really good in your body. No more pushing or forcing or hustling or white knuckling your way to success, but really moving and flowing with this beautiful ease and being able to navigate this without crashing and burning. Who feels like they could use this kind of support today? Put your hands up down below. I would love to hear from you. I'm going to take a sip of this water and we're going to dig in. I'm excited because this is something that's been really alive in me, particularly in June month. And shame is, it comes from all kinds of places. It isn't from any one thing. And particularly when you're dealing with some kind of illness, it really stems from, like, it comes front and center the minute you get your diagnosis. And I remember feeling it so clearly, particularly with my type 2 diabetes diagnosis. My migraine diagnosis, I found like I was relieved because I had worked so hard to get that diagnosis. My endometriosis diagnosis, I also felt really relieved because I knew I wasn't crazy. That I had been saying for years that I had endometriosis and no one took me seriously. And so when I finally got it, I felt really relieved. But when I got my type 2 diabetes diagnosis, that was shame. That was deep, deep shame of knowing that I caused this, of knowing that this came from not taking good care of me. I was so far removed from who I truly was. And my body just started fighting back. This is technically a disease that shouldn't have showed up for me until at least age 50. And I got it at age 30. So that will tell you how out of alignment I was, how far removed from who I truly was that I was. You can probably hear my dog crying. She's right next to me and she's dreaming right now. God love her little soul. So sweet. And it's important to remember that disease is dis-ease in your body. So it's something that needs to be addressed inside of you for you to release the pain, for you to release the symptoms. Like, this is not just something that happened to you. Your illness did not just happen to you. It is your body crying out for help. And so shame is a normal thing to feel when you recognize that part of why this is happening is because you haven't been honoring you. You haven't been honoring your body. You haven't been honoring who you really are. And then we layer on shame from operating from your wounds, like just from, because we all have trauma, right? Trauma occurs in your body and conditioning occurs in your body when you absorb and take on something that isn't yours to take. And you took it because you didn't know what to do with it. It's your inability to deal with what is in the moment. That's how trauma occurs. It occurs from not knowing what to do with any given situation. And it can be big things, it can be little things. And we all collect trauma and we all collect conditioning over our lifetime. That's just a natural way of things. And when we don't understand, and because we haven't been taught to be in connection with our body, we haven't been taught how to deal with emotions. We haven't been taught how to express ourselves. And society has so many rules for us on how we should all act and be. And we're not all meant to act and be the same. So it's inevitable that you're going to absorb things that aren't yours. But it's a matter of accepting that and saying, okay, yes, I have this in my body. I have things that need to move, and not continuing to shame yourself for the choices that you made when you were operating from those wounds. Not being the victim of your disease, not being a victim of your trauma, not being a victim of your conditioning, but deciding that I'm going to step into the best version of myself, the real version of myself. And I am committed and devoted to doing that. And I'm not going to compound my shame by shaming myself for not being myself when I didn't know how to deal with the things that were happening. Does that make sense? Can you see how there are times when you have had an argument with your spouse, for example? This used to show up a lot for me from my conditioning, my trauma, and my wounds. When I would be so triggered. It was like I used to explain to my husband, it's like I have a sunburn. It's like I have this sunburn that never healed. And anyone who even blows on it the wrong way, it hurts me. Like I was so sensitive. And sensitivity is a very good thing, but sensitivity, because you're carrying shame and trauma and conditioning, is very different than the sensitivity that just comes from having like an open solar plexus, for example. It's a very different feeling. And so recognizing when you are starting an argument because you are triggered, or you are disassociating from your friends and your family and from situations because you aren't comfortable with heavy emotions, or you're closing yourself off because you're afraid to be hurt by people who have hurt you in the past. You're afraid to be who you truly are because what if you're not accepted? What if people reject you? And then you have this extra layer of shame from the pain you have caused other people when you were in pain yourself. And this one was tough for me. I remember a few years ago, I did like this mean girl post where I talked about how I used to be mean. And it wasn't because I was in my heart mean. It was because I didn't know how to express myself, and I didn't know how to move through the pain. And I know that I am the villain in someone else's story because I operated from that place. And I know I caused conditioning in someone else, and I caused trauma in someone else. Like I recognize that, and I feel terribly about that. But carrying the shame of that doesn't help. Doesn't mean I didn't carry it. Doesn't mean it wasn't present. Logically, you know you are not the same person you were when you were operating from those places. You've grown, you've healed, you're making better choices, you've evolved past that place. But the shame still lingers because it lives in your body. Because we haven't transmuted it, we haven't let it go. It's in your aura, it's in your energy, it's in your cells. And unless you release it, it's going to continue to bring you down again and again. You'll say that you're too much or not enough. You'll wonder if you are worthy of the life that you really want. You'll stop opening your heart and showing people who you really are for fear of getting hurt. Closing yourself off to joy, staying stuck in cycles of pain. And no amount of mindset work or aligned action can set you free. Won't do it. Because I tried that for so many years. You need a process that looks at your thoughts, that looks at your energy, and that supports your actions. You really need to tune in to the thoughts, sensations, the emotions that are in your body. That's why I start so many of our events with that. Bring yourself into your body. What do you feel? What do you experience? What's there? Because those feelings matter. You need to really lean into the memories that caused the shame in the first place. Really stirring up that energy so that you can finally let it go. And when you finally allowed yourself to forgive yourself for that, then you need to take empowered action to really anchor in a new way of being that lets go of the shame and allows you to step into the joy. This is alchemy. This is healing. This is what will finally allow you to let go of what was so you can step into what has always been meant for you. It's meant for you. If you want it, it's already yours. It's just a matter of releasing all of those things that aren't you to get to the heart of who you are so that you can move joyfully through your days. So you can do more of what you love with who you love without guilt or shame. So you can reduce your pain a little more each day, feeling better than you have in years, showing up as the full, beautiful, authentic version of yourself, no matter who is in the room. This is the work that we are doing inside your divine design in the most beautiful way. One that is not going to throw your nervous system into a tailspin. How many of you have had this like feeling of, oh God, I don't want to dig into this. I don't want to feel this. You're telling me what I need, but I don't want to do that. Please be honest. I didn't want to do it. I was like, nope, there's got to be another way. There's got to be another way that doesn't require me to really look at it. Didn't want to look at it. Truly, I was so ashamed of my shadow, of those dark parts of me that I didn't want to be there. But the shadow is just as much a part of you as the light. It's just as much a part of you. You can't change that it lives there. It's about moving it into something that empowers you instead of falling into a victim or bully pattern. How does that feel? I don't want to, like, this process is not meant to throw your nervous system into a tailspin. It's here to support you, to give you somewhere like a soft place to fall and a soft place to be supported as you really work through the tougher stuff. It's about it's about bringing an awareness, working with the energy that's present, moving you from a disempowered to an empowered energy, and showing you how to leverage your unique energy to help you feel better than ever. I have been doing alchemy for years now. It's been almost 3 years. And it's such a beautiful process. And sometimes it's really deep and meaningful, and other times it's really sweet and simple. And I'm going to give you examples of both of those things today because I really want you to understand how this works and how it really supports and helps you, because it's a piece that so many people are missing. In the same way that you're only doing the mindset work or you're only doing the physical work and you're not focusing on the spiritual work, if you are only doing the mindset work and you're only doing the actions, you're missing out on that energy piece, and nothing is going to work from that place if it doesn't support your energy. It's so important for you to be tapped into your unique energy, into the truth of who you truly are. You are unique. You are different. You are not the same as everyone else. You are not here to follow the same blueprint as everyone else. You have your own. And that's the magic of your human design. And when you marry your human design with this alchemy piece, you are able to do things like leaving your job to pursue your business full time. I left my job and pursued my business full time 1 month after starting alchemy. 1 month. I had this surge of energy that was like, now is the time. I've obliterated my pain because of alchemy. I'm able to release this. I'm able to move through the pain so easily. Like that low low level pain that shows up for me from time to time barely registers for me now. And it's because I know exactly what to do. I know exactly how to release it. It isn't mine to carry. Your pain isn't yours to carry. And I've released so much shame and so much guilt because of alchemy. I just actually just had the most beautiful session. And I'm going to get like super honest here with you. I was super triggered this week, like super triggered. I was part of this event, and what's funny is that my sacral didn't say yes, but I was really curious. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to play. Let me just play with it and see what happens. So I went into this event, and it was like this challenge event on how to plan an incredible challenge. And I love challenges, and I haven't done challenges in a few years because it wasn't exciting for me. And so once I got into this group, I was excited by the prospect of the challenge. So I'm like, okay, yay, sacral's on board. Let's dig into this. And so I was part of this event for like 9 days. And I got so much juicy information. And I was like, I love this. This is so great. It's so amazing. Oh, so good. Like the person who taught it, I thought was awesome. She did an incredible job. I actually did like a little testimonial on like the challenge itself that said like, this is great. I love it. Can't wait to start my own challenge. Thank you so much for all the support, all the check-ins, all the things. Like she did an incredible job. And then we had a private conversation where she invited me into her offer, which is perfectly fine with me. Listen, you have just poured 9 days of value into my life that allowed me to walk away being able to plan my own challenge. It delivered on exactly what it said it was supposed to do. So I have zero issues with you offering me something at the end. Wasn't interested in the offer. And instead of just saying that, I said something else. I said that I wasn't in a financial place to invest, which is true. But also, I wasn't really interested because it was a done for you service. And I don't work like that. I like to do my own stuff. I'm a creator. I want to create my own stuff. So I wasn't honest in that moment. And because I think I kind of there was this underlying piece of guilt that was like, she did a really good job. And I wanted to kind of say the only reason I'm not doing this is because it's financial, which wasn't true. And so I didn't honor myself. I didn't honor her in that moment. And then she gave me some unsolicited advice about this piece. And this stirred up so much emotion around when I used to do this. I used to give so much unsolicited advice. I'm an intuitive coach. I've always been an intuitive coach. And I was coaching before I was a coach. Like people came to me for advice. The thing of it is that I am meant to wait for people to come to me before I give the advice, unless I am in my own communities, unless I am on my own Facebook page, unless I am in conversation with someone and they have asked me they have invited me to share with them. But I didn't get that. Like I always just saw the solution and wanted to give people the answer. So if someone had made a post online or something, I would say, oh, do this, try this, without being invited. And that's really intrusive. Like that is really intrusive. So when she gave me this unsolicited advice, like I didn't ask her for anything. That stirred up memories of when I did it, and it overwhelmed my body. Like I was instantly overwhelmed by emotion. Like I bawled, I cried, I felt shame, I felt like she berated me, I felt like she dismissed me. And I read the message over and over, trying to figure out how to respond, because I knew I needed to, knew it was important. I knew it wasn't her fault that I was triggered. And I really wanted to lash out. Like I really did. I really, really did. I wanted to say something like, you don't know me. What makes you think that that's okay for you to say? Like it was not a good place. And I was like, I had to take a pause and be like, nope, this is you. She's triggered something in you. There's something for you to look at within you. You weren't honest. And now you need to feel into this and work through this before you say anything. So I surrendered to the moment and I cried my face off and I leaned into the shame and what I was feeling, giving all the disempowered energy a voice and giving it all space to be in my body. Doesn't feel good. I'm not going to lie about it. Didn't feel good. And the feelings that were coming through were not good enough. This is why you aren't where you want to be. This is why you struggle in relationships. But I gave it a voice because when you speak it out, the shame has less power. Speaking it out helps you release it. Moving the energy helps you hear the truth instead of falling into the victim pattern, instead of falling into the trigger pattern. I was able to come back to myself, to call my energy back. Like this all took place probably within a space of about 15 minutes. Like it wasn't long, it wasn't arduous. Like I just felt it, surrendered to it, let the energy move in my body. And then I looked at what she said and was able to recognize she's not wrong, but she's also not right. And so I was able to come through it through this place of neutrality where I could respond from a place of love, from a place of integrity, without sacrificing myself, my voice, my power. And I really let my kindness and compassion lead. And I came back to that place of neutrality. And I'll admit that for a minute, I was like, I'm leaving her group. I'm unfriending her. I'm not going to do the challenge. I'm going to delete the testimonial I gave her. Like I had all of those feelings because I'm like, nope, didn't like this. Not the experience that I want for myself. But then I recognized she didn't do anything wrong. We're just not aligned to each other. We're just not in alignment with each other. And all of this one thing doesn't change all of the good that I got from her. It doesn't change any of that. This was alchemy in action. This is what it looked like when I'm able to move through it and come back to my power, to who I truly am, and stay anchored in myself. Not from a place that I'm bypassing what happened, because I'm not from a place where I'm pretending like it didn't happen. It didn't. But from a place where I'm like, okay, I wasn't honest. I needed to be more upfront. This came back to bite me and also stirred up a lot of old memories that I'm now able to release and let go. And that is a good thing. That is a very good thing. And then the next day, I was planning on doing an alchemy session the next day anyway, because I had some other things I was working on in business and I really wanted to work through. So I had a full alchemy session where I did the thoughts, like the journaling, really digging into all the things. And then I did the energy work where I moved all of what came up out. And now I'm in the action phase where I'm anchoring in what it is that I want instead and what it is that I'm working towards instead. And so the purpose of this is to transmute that energy, to release that shame, and to come back to a place of this is who I am and this is where I want to lead from, and having specific actions that you can take that honor where you are going and what you are working towards. That's it. It's very simple. It's not a complicated process, but it can feel heavy when you're going through it. and it can feel a little bit overwhelming. And your conditioning is unique to you because it comes from that unresolved trauma that lingers in your body. Those thoughts, those feelings, those memories that you can't let go. You know, those parts of you that still linger because that's who the world told you to be. So the world tells me I should be working a 9 to 5, right? No thanks. That's not for me. And it comes from what your experiences taught you. So I could have let this experience with this woman, and she's a lovely woman. She didn't do anything wrong. Like, I really want to be clear on that. I mean, there's some, the way she went about it is probably not the way I would have went about it, but I get to accept her for who she is because I accept myself for who I am too. Like, when you accept yourself, you can accept other people. And she might, I don't know what level of empowerment she's in. So, like, it doesn't matter. Like, none of that even, it's not about her. This was an experience that happened. And this could have very easily contributed to my conditioning. But I've decided that no, that's not what I want here. I'm going to let this go. I'm going to move on. And I'm going to forgive this situation. And the really important part about forgiveness is not just about forgiving other people, but about forgiving yourself and recognizing that the choices you made when you made them were the best that they could be in that moment. And there's no reason to feel shame for that. And even though that's true and you know that logically, your body still remembers. So this is why this alchemy piece is so important. And this is why it's part of the Your Divine Design experience, is because all of us have our own specific conditioning. And so we're looking at it in a couple different places. But today, what I really want to kind of shine a light on for you to like make this as tangible as possible for you is to kind of dig into it by type. And it's going to be very brief. I'm not going into all the details on this, but because I want you to be able to connect to this. Are you connecting to this? Do you see why having a process like alchemy could be really supportive for you? Because when you were, so for example, if you are a manifester, there is very likely a time where you have been told that you are too much or that you are too bossy and that you shouldn't share everything that is on your mind, when in fact, you are always born to initiate and inform. That's just who you are. You are meant to initiate and inform. Or if you are a generator and you are doing what you should in your life instead of what lights you up, because your life can't be all fun and games all the time. Because that's what the world says, right? But you are here for joy and to show everyone else how joy can help them too. Or things like being called flaky when you're a manifesting generator because you are multi-passionate and you are here and there and everywhere, going from one thing to another, sometimes not finishing one thing or another. Then the truth is you just weren't born to be logical or linear. You're meant to trust where your energy takes you. Your body is your guide. Or when you're a projector and you minimize your wisdom and try to fit in because you've been disappointed when you've shared your wisdom in the past. You're the guide, you're the lighthouse here to guide us all. And when you recognize your own magic, the rest of the world sees it too. Or when you're a reflector and you feel pressured to find a label to describe who you are, when really you're the ultimate chameleon here to experience the full range of all of the emotions and all of the things and reflect back how we can do it better. You're here to be a mirror, not a sponge. I'm not here to absorb everyone else's energy. You're here to reflect back. Can you see, like, which one is your type? Does that resonate with you? Does that feel true for you? Do you see how using a process like alchemy, in addition to anchoring into your human design, can really support you in facing and working through your shame? Can you see that? Does that make sense to you? Hoping that it does. I'm hoping that it resonates. Okay. I hear my dog and I don't see any comments. I'm going to come back and see. I don't know if there's actually comments because sometimes this Zoom setup, sometimes I'm not sure. Sometimes I see the comments and sometimes I don't. So if you have questions, please let me know. If this resonates, please let me know. If it doesn't, please let me know. I'm here to respond. I'm here to answer your questions. I would love to work with you further on this. And this is the kind of work we are doing together inside Your Divine Design. It is deep, it is meaningful, it is a crazy, beautiful, energetic experience here to help you break free of your pain, move joyfully through your days, having more fun, getting more done, and stepping into your pure, potent power. Who's here for it? Who's ready for it? Who's ready to face and release the shame? All right, that's it for me. Have the most incredible day, and we will chat again soon. Bye.